Yo, what's up, guys? It's the Insane Game Freak here. I figured I'd do another outside review. I might start doing these a little bit more often in terms of reviews for, Pokemon and Astarotte toy, which is what this review is for episode 10. For the most part, this was a pretty decent episode. I was looking at the written review Chris does on fandompost.com for it. He gave this thing a B+, which means he liked this a little bit more than he liked last week's. I wouldn't say that. Not me personally. I think it's the other way around. I think like last episode would have been a B+ for me, and this episode would have been B. It's nothing really against the episode. Like, the episode wasn't that different in terms of what I like, but I feel like the fan service moments in this episode kind of irked me a little bit more than the ones last episode did. And I mean, pretty much the whole thing about this episode is that this episode, they're having a festival to celebrate the tree. The big fucking tree that you see in the series. They're celebrating the tree because the tree gives life to all 9 realms in that world, in this world, in their world and shit. And so once a year they have this festival to celebrate the tree. Now, it's customary for a succubus to do like this little song and dance number for the celebration of the tree. Like when they have the celebration, they usually have like a succubus is usually doing the dance number. And last year, Loctite was supposed to do it but didn't, so her mom ended up doing it. And I think that's just because she's just nervous and shy apparently when it comes to dancing, which is pretty much the bulk of what this episode is helping her get over that fear. And it's like, and then this year she decides she wants to do it, and the main reason is because she actually has something to be thankful for the tree now. Naya, Asaha, and what they've brought to her life. I mean, essentially, Naya and Asaha are the sole reason why she doesn't hate men anymore. She has friends, and it's kind of become a better person. So obviously she wants to do it this time because she has a more of a valid reason to do it this time. So like the first half of the episode is literally them trying to get her, get her to practice more and to, get better at singing in front of a crowd of people. So like her and her classmates, which I only remember like 2 of the names for, Mist and Luca. I forget the green haired chick, which is bad. I actually do like the fact that her classmates are actually in the anime way more often than you would expect them to. That's kind of cool to me because they don't do that enough in animes, period. So I'm glad her classmates are actually, more involved. I was like, I'm taking out my retainers because I just realized when you talk a long time with your retainers on, it gets really fucking annoying. So anyways, there we go. If you've never had retainers, you don't know how annoying it is to talk with retainers. To me personally, it's really fucking annoying. So anyways, the fan service moments kind of come is you can, I mean, at this point, the panty fan service thing, I've kind of gotten used to, the whole thing about Asaha not wearing panties, because to me, that's just another sign that she's her mother's daughter. I mean, to be perfectly honest, fucking Asaha acts more like Mercelda in terms of perversion. I mean, so does Loctite, but it's in a different way. Like that's Asaha's little quirk that I think she gets from Mercelda. The only thing that would have brought that quirk home a little bit more is if you had saw, Mercelda do it. But we've never seen Mercelda have that kind of mindset. But I kind of just make that little assumption. But anyways, like the fan service is literally one of the fucked up fan service, and the reason why you see now you're cross-dressing in this episode, or at least we saw in the preview for this episode him cross-dressing, is because Luca got the idea from Asaha that you're not supposed to wear panties. So she pulls Loctite's panties down while Naya's coming over there to give them like snacks and shit. The overlining effect being is that Naya accidentally sees, things he should never have seen, and as a punishment, they make him cross-dress. And it's kind of fucked up because it's not like it's his fault. I blame that on Luca, who I swear to God, when I first saw her, she did not look like I didn't know she was a girl because she looks like a boy for the most part. She looks like she doesn't look like she has a feminine like face. She looks like a boy. She literally could be both genders. And they do a lot of the panty shit like a little bit too much. It wasn't too much to piss me off, but it was enough where it's kind of like, oh God, I knew they were gonna fucking do this. And then I will say there is one good comedy scene. There's just a few good comedy scenes because you get around to the midway point of the episode and they're in the bath, which obviously means more bath-ish fan service, which is kind of annoying. It's not that big of a deal. I sort of got people who can't stand fan service. I hate to see you guys in sexual situations. Cleavage, oh no! People need to chill out. Like, fan service won't kill anime. People need to realize that if you can't handle fan service, you kind of means you aren't really that strong in terms of like, not sexual prowess, but like dealing with the female anatomy. Now I understand if it's a 12-year-old, that's weird as shit. But you know, I'm talking about like attractive women, then it's just weird. As much as I hate Ikitosen, the fan service isn't annoying. It's the overuse of it that's annoying, and the unrealism in the fan service. But anyways, one of the funnier fan service moments is like they all take a bath, which means automatic fan service, and they're talking about breast size, and obviously they're girls, so I knew that was gonna come up considering Miss is like the only one who actually has a chest, and she's like 14, which, you know, that's not really shocking. I mean, it's considering today's world, 14-year-olds are like whores now. It's insane. So it didn't really bug me that she was 14. She looked like that. I've seen so much worse than a 14-year-old. That's what you get for living in the South. Anyways, they're talking about bust sizes. Talking about they need to drink milk from cows and shit. And then obviously Effie is gonna come into the picture. So Effie and the other servant girl who has a name, but you only hear it once, and she doesn't appear in terms of like name enough in the anime for me to remember her name, unfortunately. But Effie comes in there to bring them their clothes, and they're like, he's like, you know what you should, and the green haired chick, which I need to remember her name honestly. It's like I think the milk works better when you drink it after a bath. And Effie's right there with the clothes, and then they all jump on Effie going, give me some milk, Effie. Well, actually, it's just Latte and the green-haired chick. And then Asaha and Luca join in for the sake of boredom. And then Miss is like, well, I want to get a little bigger too. And they're like, you're big enough. You don't need it. Fucking Was, I think? I don't even know. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then there's like this funny scene where like all laugh and now you're just sitting there in the table and they're like, the girls are sure taking a long time. And he's like, yeah, they are. And they just sit there and drink their tea or coffee. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. How long have I been talking? I've been talking for like 8 minutes. I'm only like halfway through the episode. I need to stop doing that. Did I zoom in? Did I zoom in? No, I didn't zoom in. Okay. So after that, we get to the festival itself, which leads into a kind of a competition montage-ish scene, besides the little training montage for her earlier, where Siguro challenges Naoya to a whole bunch of games, and you get a whole bunch of random fan service moments while Naoya's beating the shit out of Siguro in these games. And then the episode kind of ends with Latte going out to sing and getting stage fright, and then Asaha backing her up, helping her overcome the stage fright, and them singing together, which surprisingly sounds really fucking nice. But obviously I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know how nice that is, but it was a still nice little mini song. It wasn't even that long. It was like, what, a minute? Yeah, probably like a minute. It was still a good song. I also liked how Asa assumes her big sister role a lot in this episode. That's the one thing I like about her. I like Asa as a character, period. Except for the whole panties thing. I think it's a little weird. I understand where it comes from, but it's a little weird. But Asa in herself is a cool character. She's like a big sister character a lot, even though their age only differs by like a few months. Like, they're both 10. It's just Asaha is like a few months older because she had Asaha first. And because the birth cycle for a succubus is so much shorter, which allowed her to have Launted in the same year. I don't know if they mentioned that in the anime, but that's what it is in the manga. But yeah, she like assumes that mini big sister role, because every time Siguro comes around, she's always like, "What do you want, Siguro?" And Luca got into the mix this time. It was like trying to they pushed Launted behind them, and they're just like, "What do you want, Siguro? What do you want?" I thought that was pretty funny. But in itself, the episode is fine. We also get to see glimpses of the next episode, which apparently makes me forget that, you know, I almost forgot that they're in summer vacation. So eventually, Asaha and Naya are gonna have to go back because of summer vacation. They have lives. You can't just have those little elf things mess with their house for all eternity. I mean, obviously, you know, Naya was getting paid to live and work there, so obviously he has to go back, or else there was no point in him taking the job. So it looks like next episode is when that comes up as like a plot point that they're going to have to leave eventually. Which, I don't know, I heard something in the garage. Which should be interesting in terms of character development and what they're going to do. Actually, that adds more to the whole sex thing, because how the hell is she going to be like a part of her harem when he has a life over there? I mean, we don't see that much of it because of the whole, you know, succubus thing, but still, he has a life over there. He can't just drop everything for her. There's got to be a way that he can still, maybe, like, first off, they need to figure out the whole kiss thing. That's the one thing I'm waiting on. And we only got like 3 episodes left. So I believe by the beginning of July, we should be done with the series. But they got to work on that. Like, we finally going to see how they're going to handle the whole, you know, Asaha leaving, because Asaha lives in the real world and she was only over there during the summer. So we're going to see how that plot point works out. But I've probably been talking for like, what, 60 minutes? Only 12. Well, that wasn't that bad. But anyways, as an episode itself, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I think certain fan service moments were a little bit too much. Like, they were like certain panty shots that kind of ticked me off. It wasn't that bad though. And oh yes, there's one thing else I forgot to mention. They finally had a good eye catcher that didn't look like someone was being whored out. The eye catcher is like Elika and Lotte, and they don't look like whores. So I was so proud of that. I was actually really happy about that, because I was really fucking tired of the over-sexualized fucking fucking eye catchers. So I was happy about that. But anyways, I've been talking forever. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode. I will link, you know, obviously the fandom post review and the fandom post written review and the Crunchyroll link to the episode, which I believe this week you guys get to see episode 9. So yeah, but anyways, I think that's all I have for you guys in terms of a review for today. You know, comment if you would like to comment, video response if you want a video response, rate, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Blog TV, my vlog channel, be in the description too. I actually need to start putting those in like all the descriptions of my videos in retrospect. But anyways, I've been talking too much, so life's a game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.